Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's snapshot. And I hope that when you open up this video and you have a chance to review it, that you're in a space where you just know that you are loved and you are cared for by God. And hey, I wanted to share with you, obviously I won't be with you tomorrow. I'm excited and looking forward to hearing Pastor Tim Smiley preach. He's going to be sharing the message with you that there's a song for every season. And the reason Pastor Tim Smiley is going to be with you is I will be actually on the road traveling up to North Carolina to participate in a creative leadership workshop that I'll be a part of for the next coming year. And just looking forward to being there, but we'll miss being with you. The following week, we'll pick up in our sermon series in that discussion about the principles of faith. And we're going to be talking about, what do we do with unanswered prayer? Does unanswered prayer represent a lack of faith, or is there something else that's going on there? I know the country song, where it says, "I thank God for unanswered prayer," and there's a lot of us that can look back and say, if God had answered that prayer this way, who knows what would have turned out. But I want to invite us to go a little bit deeper into that and just to see also how that really does shake our faith a lot of times when we are praying fervently for something to happen and it just doesn't seem to occur when we wanted it to happen or the way we anticipated it happening, and what does that do to our heart? So I hope you'll make some plans to be with us not only tomorrow, but then to come back the following Sunday and continue our series, The Principles of Faith. I also want to share with you just a few things. I've been thinking about helping you understand. Let me say this a little bit different. I've been trying to figure out how do we simplify things that we do here at our church, and to give us a clear direction, a clear pathway of how to get involved and how to move forward. So I'm giving you kind of a list of next steps for you to think about. So the first way to think about that is in categories, right? So if you are a young person, if you're in elementary school or in school, we want your next step then is to connect with Manu and to get involved with our children's ministry and with our youth ministry. Then we could divide ourselves out between male and female, right? In that sense of if you so we have a men's group that meets the first Saturday of every month called Iron Men, and we gather together for breakfast, and we'd love for you to come and be a part of that. If you are a female, then we have United Women of Faith who are involved in a Bible study, and Brenda Dye would be your contact for that. If you're looking for the next step in growing in your discipleship in general, just wanting to learn more about God's grace, wanting to have a better picture of God's love, then we would encourage you to participate in what we call our Emmaus community. And that involves a weekend where you go away on a retreat, and then we have what's called reunion groups, day 4 groups that meet after that. And so we're just now rekindling the Emmaus community, and we've got some folks who are getting ready to go on that walk. And so that would be your next step, and Patty Singalaw would probably be your contact in that. If you're looking to grow in your Christian leadership, and whether that's in your own home, whether that's in your place of business where you go to work, or if you're looking at being a leader or growing in your leadership in the local church, your next step then would be to enroll in a servant leadership course. And in fact, we will be sponsoring a servant leadership course September 8th and 9th. And so it's not too late for you to sign up and be a part of that. Would love for you to consider doing that. If you're wanting to, your next step, if you want to develop some lifelong friendships, many of us end up in church because we just don't have the friendships that we desire. The next step for you then would be to volunteer. Some of the best friendships, and I would say almost all the best friendships that are formed in church are not in Sunday morning at our worship experience, but really when we are working together in small groups. And so I would love to encourage you to do that next step. If you're looking for a way in which to draw closer to God, to experience God's power in a more daily experience, then your next step would be to schedule an appointment with me, and we could sit down and begin to develop a process for a rule of life, develop a spiritual formation pathway kind of thing. So those would be some of the next steps that we would encourage you to take here at the United Methodist Church of the Palm Beaches. I hope that makes some sense. I hope it simplifies, where to go, how to get involved in the church, and I hope it makes life a little bit easier for you. I also want to share with you some very sad news. We learned on Thursday that Paulette Broadbent, David Broadbent's wife, passed away early in the morning. She had been diagnosed with cancer earlier this year, and that just moved really quickly through her. In fact, we were all quite surprised by that. And so David, as you know, is a pastor. He's a retired pastor, but he's still active. He leads a church up in Maine, and we'll all have so they'll have a memorial service up in Maine, and then they will also have a memorial service here on Saturday, September 16th at 11 a.m. And that service will be in the chapel. We'll provide more information as that comes. But I just wanted you to be aware of the loss that David and the family have experienced. And if you'd like to express your love and support to David, please do so. And you can reach the church office, and we can get you the address and phone numbers to be able to reach out to David, and just to let him know and the family know how much we love and support him. Friends, I want to thank you for your time this morning, and I hope you are having a great day. I'll miss being with you tomorrow, but know that you'll have an amazing time in worship, and I look forward to being back with you real soon. Take care. God bless.